Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Cyber Cafe. Today we're going to be watching shorts by MoreParz, who is an Australian dude that makes shorts on Australian wildlife and plants. So we're gonna be watching these on stream today. I hope you enjoy. From down under, from down under. Lightning and the thunder. Okay, let's go.
This crab is a boxer.
It's a boxer.
Agree.
Oh,
That's right, stepping into the ring at 0.15
it's
grams
so small.
and a huge 2.5 centimeters in length. It's the boxer crab.
he's so small. That is so cute.
You see, while most crabs use their pinchers to feed and defend themselves,
Oh,
the boxer
that was a
crab has
nipple.
instead elected to spec into CQC and throw f***ing hands. And despite their completely average and not at all small size, this fucker fights in the heavyweight division, able to punch out hundreds of times its size. But how does nature's little Mac win the fights? Well, that's pretty simple. He f***ing cheats.
Oh,
You see, those little pom-poms aren't a fashion choice. Those are both sea anemones.
anemone.
Its claws to use as basically f***ing brass knuckles. Now, they get these anemones by finding other boxer crabs who have them, jumping them, and then claiming them like they are a f***ing WWE title belt. Now, if you weren't aware, anemones are venomous plant-like animals that, in order not to get eaten, sting the shit out of anything that touches them. Boxer crabs are immune to that sting, but you bet your ass that everything that tries to eat the boxer crab isn't. So, the crab and the anemone enter into a symbiotic relationship, essentially becoming an aquatic venom, with the anemone getting some of the crab's food, and the crab gaining venomous brass knuckles. So,
Wait, so it's like, hey dude, you want food? Yes, I do want food. Do you want to be able to beat the shit out of your enemies? Yes, I do want to be able to beat the shit out of my enemies. Okay, well, we're friends now.
whenever a predator gets in the ring with Crab Tyson here,
Crab
he'll wait for it
Tyson.
to get just within striking range, and then... Mr. Squidward, I should kick your
Oh my god. He went for it. That fish went for it. He went like, and then he was like, oh no.
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus f***ing Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that name.
I really hate that name.
A group of feathery friends found all over the world, including the land down under. Now, at first glance,
The land
you
down
may be
under.
thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy be a vicious killer?
Yeah, he looks really cute. Like, look at him. He looks very polite. He looks like a very polite bird, but I know that Australian birds usually aren't very, very polite.
I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimeters and cap their weight out at 90 grams.
Cute.
And on top of being about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear, look at their
rude.
claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like trying to stab a hippopotamus to death with a fucking pool noodle. Listen to the thing, it sings like it's on American Idol. It's a songbird, a branch geek. You'd never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me the f***ing creeps, you know that, Dexter?
You may have everyone else fooled.
I love this meme, man. I love this meme. I'm not sure why it suddenly became popular, but it's such a good, like, reaction image, dude.
But I know exactly what you are, because shrikes actually have another name. They're called fucking butcher birds.
Butcher birds.
Yeah, that's right. The Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point. Now, you see, when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the f*** they want. Insects, mice, f*** me, even lizard. And once they pick their
Lizard.
meal, they wait for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those
Ooh.
claws might be fucking useless, they do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak. And once they land on their victim, they slide that hook into its neck, perfectly slotting between their vertebrae and severing their fucking spinal
That's
cord.
crazy.
But converting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have
They keep trophies?
paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them.
Oh my god.
They will then leave that corpse there for days.
That's
occasionally
crazy.
biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge. Next to collected blood slides, these fuckers create kebabs.
That is crazy. He looks so cute though. That is a very sharp beak indeed. Like, look at that point. Like, that would hurt. And like, I've been bitten by parrots before, and they have pretty sharp beaks, but like, this looks even sharper, dude. And they kebab them. They literally turn them into kebab. That's crazy.
A lot of people are scared of snakes. But have you ever wondered what snakes are scared of? The answer is this fucking bird.
Wait, there's...
Introducing the secretary
What is
bird,
that?
native to the continent of Africa, and a prime example that being a hater pays off. Coming in at 1.3.
What is that?
meters tall.
Look at him. At first, I thought it was an eagle because of the blurry heads, but then they showed me the rest of the body, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
4.27 kilos in weight, this lanky turkey has been purpose-built, nay, expertly fucking engineered by the gods themselves.
It's like Slenderman
with the
bird.
sole purpose of violating the ever-loving fuck out of any garden hose that so much as looks at it the wrong way.
Oh my god.
You see, these bad boys are birds of prey, but unlike their cousins in the same category, they are primarily terrestrial, which means they spend most of their time on the ground.
I mean, honestly, having owned a bird, I feel like most birds are on the ground most of the time. It's like, why are you walking on the ground? You have wings. Now, why are you walking? You literally have wings. Why are you climbing up my leg and my stomach using my skin as a way to climb up? That hurts. Literally, just use your wings, bro. Use your wings.
This is because their preference for diet is sentient slithering sausages. However, with this thing being endemic to Africa, their preferred meal also just happens to include some of the deadliest predators on the fucking planet. Does this stop the secretary bird?
No.
No, mate. Despite having no natural venom resistance, these absolute fucking gigachads will eat cobras, boomslangs, and black mambas without breaking a sweat. But how do they hunt these things without getting bit?
He has really long legs, right? So if he just like thunk and then puts the head of the snake into the ground with one of its legs, then the snake can't bite you. So...
Simple. They just kick the fuck out of them.
Oh. Yeah, that works too.
You see, those long-ass legs aren't just for show, as a secretary bird is capable of accurately curb-stomping a snake's head into the ground with a force equal to 5 times
Oh
their
my god.
fucking body weight. So when a secretary bird fancies a bite to eat, they start out by stomping the ground around dense vegetation. This causes snakes in the area to poke their heads out of their houses to see what
And then they
the
get
fuck's
curb
going on.
stomped.
The snake then looks up in horror as the secretary bird locks onto him, sprints over at Mach 9, and then...
Curb stomping the shit out of that snake, dude. I mean, these animals are crazy.
This bird is a vampire.
A vampire?
Introducing the vampire ground finch, native to the Galapagos Islands, and a great example of the horrifying affronts to the universe that
Why is he called a vampire bird?
evolution can produce when it decides to do a little trolling. Now you see, at first glance, this is the most boring vampire you can possibly imagine. Coming in at a measly 12 centimeters.
He's cute.
And a mere 20 grams in weight.
Oh.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Rocking a feather pattern I can best describe as a Minecraft dirt block.
True, yeah.
And as it turns out, The bastards that wrote Twilight lied to me because it doesn't even fucking sparkle.
The skin of the killer.
How dares it? How dares it not sparkle? If it's named after a vampire, it should sparkle, dude. It should sparkle. It should sparkle in the sun. That would make it a really cool bird. A sparkly bird.
So if it's missing fangs, angst, a cape, and the funny accent,
You must bounce on it.
You must bounce
how
on
does it
it.
qualify as a vampire? Simple. Drinks a shitload of blood. You see, most birds eat seeds and insects, and while
Yeah.
the vampire finch can eat those too, there is a problem. They live on an island, and that island is very small. In fact, they're only found on 2 of the Galapagos Islands, and small islands means a far smaller amount of that food to go around.
Yeah.
To the point where these finches can't rely on it as their sole source, which for a bird usually isn't a problem, because, you know, they don't need a plane ticket to just f*** off and fly somewhere. However, as the name suggests, the vampire ground finch can't fly for shit. So, how do they get their food? They suck it out of someone that can. This, don't laugh, is the Nazca booby. Hey, stop giggling back there. Another species of bird.
The Nazca booby.
Bird native to the islands. They
Yo, so he's sucking blood out of the booby instead of milk out of the booby. It's like the milk out of the booby, but it's blood.
are very strong flyers that feed on fish. They also nest on the islands, which is where our feathery Nosferatu comes to play. You see, when the boobies... Stop giggling. Come to roost, the vampire finch will sneak over and hop onto their back. Then, using their razor-sharp beak, they will poke a very small, borderline painless hole into one of the bird's flight
Oh
feathers.
my god, that's a
Once
lot
the
of blood, though.
is flowing freely, the vampire finch gorge themselves on it. See, as it turns out, blood is macro-friendly. And
Oh my
considering
god.
these things are living creatures, they just make more blood. In essence, giving the vampire finch an infinite food source. In fact, they can get so much blood from
That looks like a lot of blood though. Like usually it's not good for birds that bleeds, but like these birds don't seem to care and he's feeding, bro.
these birds. It is not uncommon to see multiple finches sucking from the same booby.
Multiple fishes sucking from the same booby.
I can't say that shit without cracking up. This spider hunts with jump scares. But how? Introducing the trapdoor spider, a family of arachnid containing hundreds of species found in every continent on the globe.
I kind of like these dancing spiders, bro.
Meaning, yes, for once, this bad boy could be in your backyard and you'd
Oh,
never
no.
know. Now,
Hello.
trapdoor spiders are particularly interesting compared to other spiders due to their hunting method. You see, normal spiders tend to spend several hours spinning up some elaborate art piece for a fly to clothesline itself on.
Bonk.
And tarantulas just jump But trapdoor spiders, yeah, they hunt with a door. Very early on in life, trapdoor spiders dig themselves a hole. This silk-lined burrow will then serve as its home for basically its entire 20-year lifespan. Hell, they basically never leave the thing, like some neckbeard living in his mum's basement. But they've still got to eat, and since
Yeah,
DoorDash
like how are they gonna get their food if like they're always in their mother's basement?
does not deliver to spiders, this burrow doubles as their method for catching food. You see, they use their silk to craft a trapdoor over the burrow entrance. Then, using their fantastic arts and craft skills, they just bolt a bunch of random shit to their front door so it blends in perfectly with the floor. After finishing their
Smart.
construction project, they will spin up a bunch of basically invisible strands of web on the floor in the surrounding area that act as tripwires, feeding information back to their neckbeard nest whenever something steps on it. And when some unfortunate insect steps a little too close,
Money!
this spider hunts with jump
So like he makes like the webs and then he basically makes food deliver them to him themselves. That's kind of smart. Smart spider.
This is the world's biggest spider. But why the f is it that big? Introducing Theraphosa blondie, a tarantula surprisingly not native to Australia for
Wow,
once.
for
found
once.
on the other Tyrannid hive continent. South America. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Yeah, this thing is fucking huge.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way it is that big. That is massive. It is that big? Bro, if that showed up in my house, I would burn the house down. He can have it. He can have it. It's his house now. It's his house. It's his house now. If that ever shows up in my house, I'm moving. Like, it's his house now. He can have it. He can pay the rent.
Coming in at a frightening 175 grams in weight and 12 inches in leg span.
Damn, boy!
That's crazy.
And those legs are not the only place it's packing inches, because Shelob's cousin here is packing fangs that measure a huge inch in length.
Oh my god.
For scale, that is like a 6-foot human packing canines the length of a fucking ruler. But the important question, why the fuck is it so big?
Yeah, why is it so big?
The answer is that I have withheld information from you. You see, I introduced this girl by a Latin name. She's much better known as the Goliath bird-eater tarantula.
Oh,
That's
it eats
right.
birds.
This EDF-sized spider, not unlike me, would fucking kill for some KFC. Literally. These bile titans will quite happily hunt birds, remy, frogs, and even... lizard. And they do all of this without a fucking web.
No webs?
Yeah, Goliaths are a pure melee build, hunting by prowling the jungle floor, sensing for movement with incredibly sensitive hairs on their legs. These hairs pick up vibrations in the air, which tell them when something is close. And once their spidey sense tells them that Remy's in range,
oh my god.
jump him, biting him with those daggers they call fangs, and injecting him with fucking neurotoxin. Can I go 1 week without covering neurotoxin? Of course this thing has it too. You know, I give up.
I mean, it's a spider, bro. Obviously, it's going to have neurotoxins. It's a spider.
They then drag their prey back to their burrow and spit up acidic digestive juices in order to suck their prey up through a fucking straw.
Oh my god. Okay. Damn, that's wow. That's a very big spider.
Australia just found a new record-breaking insect.
Oh no.
But before I show him to you, how the fuck do we keep finding new bugs?
Yeah, I mean, you guys gotta stop doing that. We have enough bugs. Please stop finding new bugs.
See, Australia is home to an estimated 200,000 species of insect, which is pretty damn impressive, especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the fucking roach population in Asmongold's wall. Now, the scary part of this is...
I still can't believe that Asmongold just grabbed the fucking roach to, like, take it off him. Like, that's crazy, dude. I would be freaking out if I had a roach on me.
that out of that 200k, we've only actually identified 62,000.
Oh my god.
We have...
That means that there's still, like, 138,000 bugs to identify. Oh, I don't like that.
no idea what nearly 3/4 of the bugs in the country actually fucking do.
You like jazz?
And so it should come as no surprise that while exploring Australia's dense rainforests, 2 scientists discovered a new record holder for the largest insect in the land down under, and it's a fucking stick bug.
It's a stick bug. Okay, never mind. Oh my god.
Acrophylla alta, and coming in at a full 40 centimeters. And
I was gonna say, oh, I don't mind that. Stick bugs are cute, but this one is a little bit too big to be cute, and it has wings.
44 grams in weight. I don't think that qualifies as a stick insect anymore. That's
massive.
Brute.
Wait, but how did it take this long for them to discover him if he's that big, dude? Like, how do you miss this?
My own Erd tree avatar was discovered in Queensland. Because of course it f***ing was. And despite being enough inches in length to make any man jealous, it's actually completely harmless. However, given how many oversized bugs we already have, if we find any more, I think they're gonna send the f***ing helldivers.
Yeah, I mean, fair. Like, there's way too many big bugs in Australia, man. He looks like a stick. Yeah, but how do you find the tiny bugs, tiny stick bugs, but not this big motherfucker? Like, is there no one that's like, oh, hey, that's strange. That that stick right there moves and seems to have wings. You know, like 40 centimeters is really big. How do you not see that?
Australia doesn't just have snakes and spiders. It has a tiger. Well, kinda. Introducing the thylacine, better known as the Tassie tiger. As the name suggests, native to my home state of Tasmania. This tiny little island.
That did not look like a tiger. He doesn't have a tiger head. He does have tiger stripes, but his head looked more like that of a dog.
Island off Australia's south coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers. Well, tiger isn't entirely correct. You see, the thylacine isn't a cat on steroids. You see, this bad boy is the largest carnivorous marsupial on the planet. Despite the kangaroo coming in at 7 foot tall and throwing kicks like Chun-Li, they are herbivores, and everything else with a pouch that eats meat is about the size of a chihuahua, making this 1.3 meter, 20 kilo kangaroo dog with a tiger persona the only marsupial apex predator. See, these things were ambush hunters, using stealth and speed to silently take down their prey like they're playing Assassin's Creed. On top of being a fully qualified Spec Ops agent, these things had a mouth on them to rival Kirby.
Oh my
Capable
god.
of opening their jaw a full 80 fucking degrees, which is absolutely
Dude, what is this? That's terrifying. What do you mean? What is wrong with Australia's animals, dude?
terrifying and really cool. There's just one small problem. You may have picked up on me talking mostly in the past tense, and that all of this footage is in black and white. That's because we don't have a tiger. We had one.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the thylacine was driven to extinction in the late 1980s. By what exactly? The British.
The
You
British.
see, when the Brits, did their thing and decided Tasmania was their house now, actually, they brought with them livestock, namely sheep and cattle, which was a fucking blessing to the Tassie tiger, which rapidly added these walking meatballs with the survival instincts of a wet sock to their meal plans.
It's free real estate.
The colonists did not take kindly to the thylacine taking their livestock without a license in it,
Oh, no.
so they placed bounties on their heads. Never mind that these things never attacked humans and very rarely took their livestock. No, they were an inconvenience.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of like in the Netherlands right now, the wolf made a return. The wolf made a return to the Netherlands. And there's so many people that are like, the wolves are killing our sheep and I can't go outside and not have my dog on a line because the wolf will kill my dog. Like, keep your dog on a line? It's just a wolf, bro.
And so, they were hunted down. One by one by one.
That is
for
so sad.
70 fucking years. Until September 7th,
Oh?
1936, when the last thylacine, Benjamin, died cold and alone
Oh no.
in a cage at the Hobart Zoo. Usually, I'd end these with a joke, but the fact that we wiped his entire bloodline and turned him into a fucking rug isn't that funny.
They turned him into a rug? The disrespect, dude. They just turned him into a fucking rug. The disrespect. Damn. Poor tiger.
Australia has a straight up Pokemon.
Oh, I like Pokemon.
Introducing the brushtail possum. More specifically,
Oh, they're kinda
the
cute.
golden brushtail possum. Native to the land down under and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the brushtail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum.
Why did they get the adorable possum? I mean, honestly, with the amount of animals they have that tries to kill them, I feel like they deserve this one.
Red-blooded American opossum. These adorable little marsupials
Look at
come in
them.
all shapes and sizes, from the ringtail possum to the sugar glider,
Oh,
and to our protagonist here,
no, don't do that to the sugar glider. That's rude.
the golden brushtail, which is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So, basically, it's a fucking shiny Pokemon. Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting on a diet of leaves and fruit. And for added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin the kangaroo.
That is so cute.
However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see, they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette.
I mean, fair.
Sounds like a fine
I like some eggs. I don't blame him.
steak dinner to me.
And just because it's not a venomous predator doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. No, you see, down under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
Okay, that was not very cute. That was not very cute. I didn't like that. That was not a very cute sound.
This spider can remove your limbs.
Oh no.
But how? Introducing the brown recluse.
Oh god, the brown recluse.
United States of America, and a prime example of don't judge a book by its cover. Because despite only coming in at a huge 2 centimeters in length and rocking the spider equivalent of default character customization, this little f***er is a level 500 rot build that gives Melania a run for her money. You see,
like these are actually an issue in the States, right? Like I remember one of my friends complaining about the fact that there was a recluse in her bedroom and she couldn't find it, but she knew it was still somewhere, and now she wouldn't want to sleep there because she didn't want to get bitten in her sleep.
Bite from a recluse starts in the most American way possible, with you accidentally stepping foot onto his private property, causing him to exercise his Second Amendment rights. But considering a spider can't really hold a gun, he's gonna settle on biting your ass. Now, that initial bite's pretty painless. You smack him away, all's well. There's just one small problem.
Oh no.
Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of necrotic venom coursing through your veins, which at first does nothing. You walk back to your house, the bite starts to sting a little more. You feel sick. The wound swells, and the blood vessels around the bite burst, turning it a deep red.
Oh no.
Over the next few days, that colour shifts from red to purple to black.
Oh no, it's
as
dying.
The venom literally destroys and kills the surrounding tissue in a process called necrosis.
This miscolored blob is a hand? Oh, that's crazy.
This causes the skin to literally rot and fall off of your body. And if you don't catch it in time, that rot's gonna spread. If you're lucky, it'll only make you violently ill and leave permanent scarring. If you're unlucky, it just keeps spreading and venom starts to destroy your blood cells and shut your organs down. Now, there's kind of only one solution to that, but you weren't using that arm anyway, right?
Wait, really? Like, there's no other way to treat it? Like, the only thing you can do is, like, taking your fucking arm off? That's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad. Because, like, I've seen pictures of people, like, there was, like, this woman that got bitten in her ear. She got bitten in her ear by a brown recluse. And it became, like, really big and black and stuff. But she was like, oh, well, at least it was just my ear. But, like, you gotta take your fucking hand off? That is crazy.
This isn't a spider. It's a snake.
It's a snake?
Introducing the Iranian spider-tailed horned viper.
I've seen stuff about this guy. Where he uses this fake spider on his tail to like lure birds in, and I go like, man.
As the name suggests, native to Iran, and you are all probably wondering why the f this snake has decided to attach a cosplay of the average Australian resident to his tail. The answer is food. You see, every known snake species is a predator. Some eat Bambi, others eat Remy, and the spider tail, not unlike myself, absolutely fucking loves KFC.
Yeah, I knew it.
Birds famously tend to fly, and last I checked,
man, now I'm craving KFC.
nope, ropes don't have wings. So,
but I think it's closed by now.
Zinger box? The answer is again food. You see, birds eat insects, and the spider tail knows this. So rather than trying to chase his prey down, this lazy fucker has evolved the evolutionary equivalent of DoorDash. You see, when a viper feels like a meal, it'll start the hunt by finding a nice rocky outcrop to curl up on like a couch. And due to the camouflage on his scales, this snake becomes practically invisible.
Oh, wait, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. Sorry about that.
On his scales, this snake becomes.
But he does kind of look like a rock when he's all curled up.
Practically invisible. Nice and cozy, he begins to slowly wiggle his tail back and forth in front of his face, perfectly mimicking the motion of an insect. Think of this as him placing his Uber Eats order. Meanwhile, up in the air, our undercooked chicken tender is flying around when, holy shit!
There's a meal over there.
What a delectable bug, just sitting there on that rock. And so, Tweety Birdie swoops down to grab himself an insect Happy Meal.
And then it's not an insect Happy Meal.
To reach his meal. This isn't a spider.
I really like these snakes. Like, they're cool. It's really cool. Like, it's so weird to see all the different ways these animals have to like hunt their prey, and this is a really interesting one. I really like this specific snake.
Australia's scariest spider.
Okay, final video.
Spider is hiding a deep secret. Australia's scariest spider is hiding a deep secret. But what is it? Well, introducing the huntsman.
Oh my god, the huntsman!
And the #1 cause of tourists absolutely shitting themselves on camera.
Oh wait, I know that video where they try to like move him with a brush and then he jumps on him. Yeah,
And
classic.
look, in defense of said tourists,
These guys actually cause a lot of car accidents in Australia. I know this because my dad's side of the family is Australian. So I have family in Australia, and my aunt actually caused a car crash because she got jumped by a huntsman spider in her car.
I will be the first to admit, yeah, this looks scarier than a f***ing job application. Those gangly ass legs and the hair make him look like
they have
Slender
feet.
Man's testicle.
They have feet.
Now, as if having a negative charisma stat wasn't bad enough, I regret to inform you that the huntsman spider grows up to 30 f***ing centimeters in size.
Bro, he has little feetsies. This is way too big, by the way. This is way too big. But he has little feetsies.
Making it the largest spider on the planet by leg span, and legally allowing Subway to market him as a foot long. Now, being the spider equivalent of a Ford F-150, you'd think he'd have the common decency to be slow, you know?
No, he doesn't. He's fast.
Unfortunately, the huntsman is f***ing turbocharged.
Like, he's really
At this
fast.
point in the video that I would inform you that he is also highly venomous, because it's Australia. However, that's his big secret. The huntsman is a big sweetheart. You see, despite looking like an SCP, huntsmen are incredibly timid, and on the rare occasion they do bite, their venom is harmless. In fact, seeing one of these bad boys in your house is a blessing.
Man, they're way too big, dude. They're way too big. I mean, I know that they're timid and that they're harmless. Like, this is like the best spider you can probably find in your house over in Australia. Because it's probably the most harmless one. But it's so big, dude.
House is a blessing in disguise, because if you see a huntsman in your home, I guarantee you won't see any annoying ass flies
Because
or
he ate
mosquitoes,
them.
Because he's eaten them. You see, he understands he's big enough that he should be paying rent, and so he contributes to the household in pest control. I personally have had one of these bad boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they
The moment they started moving, I was like, ooh.
cause car crashes. Yeah, you part where they cause car crashes.
Wait.
I had one of these bad boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they cause car crashes.
Like I said, they do that. My aunt is one of the people who crashed a car because of a huntsman.
Yeah, you see, huntsmen like to hide in tight spaces and cracks, and they do it by flattening out their body to fit into the gap. Now, in the house, that usually means you'll just find them behind a painting, but when you're flying down the highway at 110k an hour and decide to flip down the sun visor because God is trying to flashbang you, yeah, they like to sleep in there, and you've just got one into your lap.
Yeah.
Now, whatever you do, don't panic or you're going to crash the...
Yeah, okay, so this is an accurate description of what happened to my aunt. Yeah.
Australia's scariest.
Like, it's literally like that. And, like, she's very scared of spiders, which is like, in that case, being born in Australia probably isn't your best decision. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Including the explosion. You know why? Because you explode the car because there's a spider in it. Obviously. Obviously.
If you
Alright, final one.
this thing T-pose, run.
Why? He doesn't look that
Introducing
dangerous.
the anteater, a
Oh,
goofy little
anteater.
creature native to Brazil, and to understand why the absolute stance on this bad boy is a threat to your health, you're gonna have to understand a little about his lifestyle first. Now listen, I know this may come as a shock to you, but the anteater eats ants. And weighing in at 40 kilos and 1.8 meters in length, it needs to consume upwards of 40,000 ants per day. Now,
That's a lot of ants. 40,000 ants? Like, does he eat like 1,000 per lem?
in order to help him hit his bulking goals, the anteater has a mystery mouse tool stored inside that XL sniffer.
Do it for you.
A 60 centimeter long.
Oh my god, that's
tongue
freaky. Now,
designed-
wait. I've seen some absolutely disgusting stuff about that. Also with the dog. The me do it for you dog. Where you have people going, oh, hear me out. Like, dude, that's an animal. I'm not gonna hear you out, you goddamn zoophile.
Trying to snake its way down an ant colony's tunnel network, smash into their living room, and abduct the entire cast of Bug's life and convert them into a high-calorie meal. However, what that tongue do only goes so far, as an ant colony can extend up to 4 meters underground, and termites live in high-rises, which means our boy here is going to have to do a little excavation to get to the goods. But last I checked, an anteater can't go down to Bunnings and buy a shovel. So how does he dig? Oh, that's simple, with the combat knives he has for claws.
Oh my god.
Anteaters are permanently cosplaying Freddy Krueger with a set of 4-inch claws.
I didn't even look at his claws. Look at those. What are those?
Claws, which, proving the effectiveness of a few inches, can crack through f***ing concrete. Now, these work great for digging, but they are also more than capable of flatlining you. When threatened, the anteater will rear up into a defensive T-pose. This is your sign, if you are smart, to turn around and
leave?
all the way off. If, however, you were, say, some dumbass trophy hunter who really felt the need to try and stab an animal for no reason other than ego, the anteater will swipe at you with those claws, which are at the perfect height to nail your inner thigh, slip through your flesh like butter, and sever your femoral artery, causing you to bleed out.
Oh, that's not good. You will bleed out, dude. Ego checked, yeah, and ego killed. Holy shit.
In 2 minutes while the anteater watches you go meet your ancestors.
Can you imagine having to explain to your ancestors who felled woolly mammoths
That you got taken up by an
packed up
anteater.
by the most unserious creature on the planet hitting a T-pose?
Oh my god, they T-posed on him for dominance and sliced your artery. That is crazy. Crazy animals. We have some crazy animals. Damn.